Have you ever tried putting a drawstring or a piece of elastic in something with a safety pin, and the safety pin keeps getting stuck, the safety pin keeps opening up, and you just can't get it through with the safety pin? Well, I have a solution for you that's going to make putting it in the drawstring so much easier. It's this thing. It's not a cat toy. Well, I guess it can be a cat toy, but that's not what we are going to use it for today. And this is our new studio cat, Lily. We got Iris a friend. Isn't she cute? Very playful. So what we have here is a spring drawstring tool, and it is made out of a coiled spring here, so it's nice and flexible. So this tool here kind of looks like a safety pin at the end. You can see they both have the wound up wire here at the end, but there's no point on it to come undone. So I have a casing here at the bottom of the shirt that I want to put some elastic into. Before we get into inserting the elastic, if you're enjoying sewing Anastasia, make sure you like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel a lot. And if you want to learn more about sewing, make sure you check out our online and in-person classes. There are links down below in the description. Now let's get back to inserting some elastic in a casing. First, I'm going to put the elastic through old school with the safety pin so you can see how that goes. And then we are going to test out the new tool. So we're going to see if you really need a spring drawstring tool. Is it that much faster and easier? We're going to find out. We're going to open up the safety pin, put our elastic on, close the safety pin. So I'm going to use the safety pin to get my elastic through the shirt. So I'm pushing the safety pin through, pulling down my fabric, and I'm just going to repeat this process until I get back to the beginning where my opening is. So when you're using this method, you really can only bunch up so much fabric there on the safety pin before you have to pull, because it's not very big. And that is how you use a safety pin to get a drawstring or some elastic through a casing. So the safety pin does work, but it gets really bunchy while you're doing it in this little area. And then you risk that safety pin coming undone, especially if you have a thicker fabric that you're trying to work with. That often happens. It's just a little bit awkward, and you really have to pay attention to the safety pin in there. Now let's try the drawstring spring tool. Say that 10 times fast. So to use the spring tool, I'm going to take my elastic and then I'm going to pull it into the spring. So this is how we keep it secure, so that way it doesn't come undone while we're putting it through our casing. So real important to get it caught in the spring at the end. You might think you put the end with your elastic or drawstring in first, but you don't. You put the opposite end in, and it's going to go in pretty far right away. And then we're going to scrunch up our fabric on the spring, pull your casing down, and we're just going to repeat this process until we get back to our opening. And this is much nicer to hold on, in my opinion, than that safety pin. You're not worried about that safety pin opening up on you. And just like that, we're at the beginning. Just keep pulling down your casing. There's our elastic. And just like that, we threaded the elastic through our casing. And then you just pop it right out of the spring in the end. There we go. In case you couldn't tell, that was so much faster to put this big spring tool in than it was to bunch up a little at a time on the safety pin. And plus, we didn't risk this opening up. So we just wedged our elastic right in the end here, and it stayed secure. And if you're really worried about the drawstring or the elastic coming out of the end of the spring, you just make a little knot and then undo it at the end when it gets out of the casing. So is this a magic wand for casings? I do think so. I'd love to know if you've used one of these before. Leave it down below in the comments what your experience was. And I'd love to know what your favorite way is to get a drawstring through a casing or elastic. Leave it down below. I know everyone would love to hear about it. If you have any questions or comments about this process, leave that down below as well, and I will get back with you as soon as I can. If you enjoyed the video today, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when the new tutorials come out. And if you're already a subscriber, well, thank you so much for watching today. These videos are for you guys. If you have any new tools that you see floating around on the internet that you want me to try out, well, leave it down below in the comments and I'll try to find it. Also, let me know what other kind of tutorials you'd like to see this year. I will add it to my shooting list. And if you want one of these, I'm putting a link down below in the description. They're literally a few dollars, so check it out. And if you want to learn even more about sewing, well, make sure you check out the online and in-person classes and the online sewing club and community. Links for everything are down below in the description. And if you want to know what's going on in the studio right now, check out my Instagram stories. Thank you so much for watching today. Bye!